In this video, we're going to explore a counterintuitive approach to transforming stress into a healthy routine. We'll be looking at how to read the signs of misalignment in your nervous system and use them as feedback to create a more authentic life. Stress doesn't wait for you to deal with it. Right now, whether you're paying attention or not, it's reorganizing your brain, reshaping your habits, and quietly rewriting who you are. So the question isn't whether stress is affecting you, it's whether you're going to let it run the show or actually start using it for something. Most people treat stress like a problem to eliminate. They meditate for 5 minutes, take a walk, breathe through it, then wonder why nothing actually changes. The stress comes back because they never touched the system underneath it. They managed the symptom and left the root completely alone. What actually works starts with understanding that stress is a signal your nervous system sends when it detects a mismatch between where you are and where it thinks you should be. That mismatch is information. If you learn to read it instead of suppress it, it becomes the most honest feedback loop you've got. Your body runs on something called identity homeostasis. It's the nervous system's drive to keep you consistent with whoever it believes you are. When your behavior drifts too far from that internal image, it triggers a correction response. That response shows up as anxiety, restlessness, or that low-grade dread that follows you through the day without any obvious source. So when you feel chronically stressed, it's not always because your life is objectively falling apart. Sometimes it's because you're living out of alignment with who your nervous system has already decided you are. You've got neural pathways wired for one version of yourself. Your daily life keeps demanding something different. That gap is what generates the signal. This is why people who finally get the promotion, the relationship, the money still feel hollow. The external circumstances changed. The internal map didn't update to match. The nervous system kept running the old program. The stress just followed it there. Reading stress as misalignment rather than malfunction changes everything about how you respond to it. You stop trying to calm down and start asking a sharper question: what's the actual gap here? Which direction do I close it? Before you can transform stress into anything useful, you need to do something that feels completely backwards. You need to subtract before you add. Most routines collapse because people pile new habits onto an already overloaded system, then blame their own discipline when the whole thing falls apart. Discipline wasn't the problem. There was just no room left. Strategic disappearance means identifying what you're currently doing that amplifies the stress signal without returning anything to you. Not the hard things, not the uncomfortable things you need to push through. The genuinely empty ones. The scrolling that starts at 10 am and ends at midnight. The conversations that drain you and produce nothing. The commitments you agreed to because saying no felt worse in the moment. Now you resent them completely. When you cut those, you're not just recovering time. You're dropping the noise-to-signal ratio inside your nervous system. The stress that remains after that kind of clearing is cleaner. It points somewhere specific instead of spreading across everything. Specific stress is workable. Diffuse stress just wears you down. Now you can actually build something. It shouldn't be a routine you copy from someone else with a different body, different schedule, and a different nervous system running underneath. It needs to be calibrated to the stress signals your own biology is already sending you. Start with sleep architecture before anything else. Chronic stress degrades sleep in a specific way. It keeps cortisol elevated into the evening, which delays the drop in core body temperature your brain needs to initiate deep sleep. A white noise machine doesn't fix that. Moving physical activity earlier in the day does. Cutting bright light exposure after dark does. Eating your last meal at least 3 hours before bed does. These aren't wellness aesthetics or lifestyle branding. They're direct interventions in the cortisol cycle. Once sleep starts stabilizing, your baseline stress level drops without you doing anything extra. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain handling decision-making and impulse regulation, operates meaningfully better after consistent deep sleep. You stop making decisions from a threat response and start making them from actual clear thinking. That's not a small shift. Morning structure comes next. Because cortisol naturally peaks in the first hour after waking, Your nervous system is priming you for the day whether you're ready or not. Most people spend that window on their phone, flooding the brain with social comparison, data, and low-grade threat signals before they've had anything to eat. Instead, use that cortisol spike deliberately. Move your body, get outside if you can, eat something with protein. You're not hacking your biology here. You're just finally stopping working against it. The real transformation isn't about the routine itself. It's about the identity you're building while you run it day after day. Every time you follow through on the structure you've set, your nervous system updates its internal map. You're not just doing healthy things. You're becoming someone who does healthy things. Those are different neural pathways with different staying power. Over time, the behavior stops requiring willpower because it's no longer in conflict with who you believe yourself to be. It stops being a choice you make each morning and becomes what you do. This is identity economics applied at the level of daily habit. The cost of the behavior drops as the identity consolidates around it. A year in waking up and moving your body doesn't feel like discipline anymore. It just feels like Tuesday. The stress that used to come from the gap between your values and your actual behavior starts closing because the behavior and the identity are finally running the same program. Real identity reset doesn't happen in 30 days. The neural pathways driving chronic stress responses were built over years of repeated experience. Replacing them takes repetition in the other direction. What you're building now is infrastructure. Most people build routines around what they want. That's actually the weaker move. Defining what you're refusing to become is more neurologically potent. It's almost completely ignored. Anti-goals aren't vague fears about the future. They're concrete, specific pictures of the version of yourself you're done being. The person who's always exhausted and rebrands it as being busy. The person who's perpetually 2 weeks away from finally getting their life together. The person who knows exactly what they need to do, can describe it in detail, still doesn't move, because the discomfort of changing feels heavier than the pain of staying stuck. Getting specific about what you're refusing creates a different quality of motivation. It's not aspirational, it's almost repulsive. Neurologically, repulsion is a stronger driver than attraction, because your brain is built to move away from a clear threat faster than it moves toward a vague reward. Anti-goals give the nervous system something concrete to push against instead of something distant to float toward. A routine built this way doesn't produce someone who never gets stressed. Stress doesn't disappear. And any system promising that is selling you the symptom management approach all over again. What actually changes is the relationship. You stop reading stress as evidence that something is broken in you and start reading it as information about a gap that's closing. The signal still fires. It just has a direction now instead of spreading into everything and nowhere at once. People who've run this long enough say the same thing. The stress is still there, it points somewhere. That's the conversion, not comfort, not the absence of pressure. Discomfort that functions as a compass. Your nervous system has been sending that message for a while. Now you're finally reading it right. Transforming stress into a healthy routine isn't about adding new habits or trying to calm down. It's about identifying where you're living out of alignment with who you truly are, making deliberate choices to close the gap between your values and behavior. By doing so, you'll be building neural pathways that support a more confident, capable version of yourself.